Alrighty, there we go. How's everybody doing? Let's get started. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to everybody. Alrighty. How's everybody? Hopefully everybody's on here now. Yeah. All right, there we go. Let's get started. I've actually got a pretty quiet house. I've got half the family at volleyball, the other half at baseball. So it's just me and the zoo. So hopefully you don't hear the dogs going crazy. Yeah, man, absolutely. We'll go through it. Let's dive into it. First things first, right? Calendar. Man, we're going to see some fireworks this week, I'm pretty sure. And the couple of things that I'm going to have on my radar that I'm going to be focusing in on, right? Ideally, I don't care about what the numbers are on the news. The technicals are, news is just the excuse, right? So the technicals are going to follow. What I do though is I look for that volatility, and that's what I'm going to ultimately gear my week towards. So starting out the week, not much going on today, but the unemployment rate for the Kiwi really didn't affect too much. But what I'm going to be paying attention to is tomorrow. I'm going to look OPEC meeting. So we're going to see some volatility in oil, meaning we're going to see volatility in the Canadian dollar. We also got crude oil inventories. That's going to move, obviously, U.S. oil and the Canadian dollar. I'm curious to see what the Bank of Canada governor is going to be saying tomorrow. I don't think it's everything I've been reading on just the business side of it, nothing really major. I think it's just like an update to stuff. But coming Thursday and Friday, and Friday is those are the 2 days that I make sure that I am on the charts. I'm really going to be paying attention. Obviously, pound news is what I'm looking at. We're going to have what the monetary policy, the interest rates are going to be. You can already see the market is pricing in. They're forecasting a 0.25% basis point interest rate hike. So I'm almost, if I remember correctly, and maybe you guys can correct me, but I'm almost positive November they snuck one in, right? Didn't they sneak in a hike back in November? So this is going to be their second one that they're potentially putting in. Obviously, if they don't come through and give that rate hike, we're going to see some fireworks on the pound itself. So I'll be watching, obviously, pound futures and GU very, very closely correlate. So I'll be looking to see what that's going to do. Can you drop the Zoom link in this chat? Yeah, man. Here, hold on. Let's see. Oh man, for the love. Hold on. Let's see. Bear with me. Oh, there you go. All right. So I threw it in YouTube. Alrighty. So I will be looking. Oh, you got, yeah, no, I guess it was for YouTube, bro, but gracias anyway, man. So yeah, I'm going to be paying attention to the pound Thursday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern for me. And then 45 minutes later, the euro is going to come right back into it. So we've got some euro, some pound, and then we got NFP on Friday. So, we are going to be looking at some really good volatility. And, of course, you got the dollar for NFP and the Canadian dollar for their non-farm payroll. So EU, GBP, USD, and Canadian are what I've got on my radar for this week, right? And that's what I'm going to be looking to kind of sneak in, see if I can get some entries in on some of this stuff. I tried this morning on GU, ended up breaking even. We'll go through that real quick. Tried on EU as well. Ended up breaking even as well. It hasn't technically invalidated, but we'll see what happens during London. I told myself this morning I'd give it a go. I like the price action, and I still had the mindset that we could come higher. So if we're going to sell from a higher area, I'm 100% fine with that. And then of course I've been tearing up the Canadian pairs lately, so I'm going to continue going with that. In a nutshell, this is, I'm still looking for GU shorts, EU shorts, AU shorts as well, since we've confirmed. I'm looking for UJ and of course US dollar Swiss franc buys. And ACAD, AC, ACAD, and NCAD. I'm looking for shorts on those. CAD Chef, right? CAD Chef, I'm looking for shorts. And, we'll even cover some Euro NZD because I know a couple of guys were looking at Euro NZ this morning. And for those of you guys in IM, I was on Zach McDonald's session. He actually was looking at Euro NZD. And, I found on the seconds time frame some really good confluence. So we'll go through that, looking for Euro NZD shorts as well. So where's the cam? What do you mean the cam? What are you talking about? Oh, you mean the camera? I don't know, man. I guess I'd have to move it over from the other monitor here, man. It's all good. We'll do it once in a while. Plus, I'm eating dinner while we're doing this. So we'll go through it. This is pretty much everything I'm looking at, right? If CADJ gives me a buy, I'll be looking for the buy on CADJ. Otherwise, I'll just keep letting it come down to my area. So this is kind of what's on my radar. It's actually funny enough, my whiteboard kind of looks like this for this week. This is like my weekly outlook on the whiteboard. So that's what I'm looking at. We'll see how this plays out, but everything's kind of lining up for that to play out with the fundamentals. So moving on over, let's get into the charts. And hold on, bear with me because my office is dark. I don't want to go to a black screen because then you guys may not see it. So let me just go to, now this stupid thing goes off. All day I was waiting on SPX. All right, bear with me. Hold on one second. Let me just go to night mode. All right, cool. There we go. All righty. Let's start with some of the things that I was looking at this morning real quick. So GU is one of them. And just kind of give you my thought process on GU here. I'm still holding my shorts, right? I'm in 2 sells from up here. I did want to see price, right? I did want to see price come back into this area specifically. We didn't get that. Instead, what we did was we just followed a redistribution. So, what I'm planning on doing is playing out of the continuation move. In here, we had a really nice distribution, specifically during news, right? US dollar news. So I had 80% of a 3-minute candle that I kind of had like a target on. When price came into that area, we saw a really nice distribution this morning. And just kind of give you guys like my thought process. We had a really clean area that I wanted to see. You can see here's the 80% of the 3-minute up here. We come into it. The distribution was what it was. It's a typical Tuesday price action. So we had the 1, 2, 3 drive and our terminal shakeout. And then we got the break. So coming into it, this was my entry, 80% of our UTAD. We got triggered. I kind of told everybody that once I saw this, right, when I saw this break here, I went to reduce risk. So I had my reduce risk here. Price came all the way back in. And as soon as we did the same thing, right? So we made a new low. As soon as that happened, I just went to break even. So I went to break even and, the rest was history. I told myself that I would give it another attempt, especially when we came in here, right? Especially when we came in here. And I already journaled this, so I don't need too much of it. At this point here, we've got another distro, right? We've got another distro, but because we have another distro, what I needed to see was I wanted to see a break. And that's what this alert was down here, because this was essentially our order flow. I wanted to see that break. If we got it, I'd play back out of this. Yeah. On the seconds, where out of here? Wow, what you got, bro? Let me see. Oh, wow. Did you, and so you got it in there, and then what happened? Just reduce risk? Oh, it never gave you the break. I got you. Never gave you the break. Yeah, man. It was setting up really nicely. It was setting up really nicely. I never got the break, so no trade, right? No break, no trade. And then EU is the other one I was looking to play. Yeah. And EU is the other one I was looking to play. Same kind of concept. We were looking for price to come play out of the news from last week. And we got a really clean distro. Ultimately what I wanted to see was I wanted to see the break. So hold on, there we go. So here's our trading range, right? 1 drive, 2 drive, 3 drive, UTAD, price breaks, comes into that 80%, makes a new low. And this is where I started to get involved in it, right? Price does break and then come back to the 50% of this move right here. So this is the 50% of that move. At this point, I still wasn't in it. But once we made the new low, right, all I did was just continue to play this. What made sense for me at this point here, this is a redistribution, right? So we go down to the 5 seconds and you'll see the redistro. So here's your redistribution right here. So you had your accumulation, you had a reaccumulation, and all price did was respect the previous redistribution. So once we did this price action, I just took this entire measurement. Here's the 80% of it. Price comes in, tags me in on EU. Really clean price action. It was just under a 3 pip stop. And as soon as we made the new low, so as soon as we did this right here, reduce my risk. And I wasn't going to stack any more entries just because we were already kind of at a discounted area, right? Like my thought process behind this was wait for us to break and invalidate our demand area. So what I wanted to see was this break right down here. We get that break and then I'll start playing some more. And then price ended up just taking me out. So price came in, tapped into this 50%, made a new low. And then that was it. From here, she just came back. And seeing this as we're getting closer towards end of New York session, I just broke it even, went to break even, and ultimately at changeover, this thing ends up taking me out. So it is what it is. Nothing I can do. I mean, again, the schematic for me at least gave me 2 entries today that I was able to protect. I didn't lose anything today. And then the other one that I did get into, now you could see, like, what have we done? We haven't really invalidated it. We're still here, right? We're still in this coming in and we're still in a distro. I just hate the time that it's at. So my best guess is that we're going to go higher, and I'll look for a higher area on EU to sell from. Now, if we go lower, then I'll just play the continuation move. There's nothing to do. Hedging? No, there's no hedging on this, man. Hedging, where are we hedging from? I'm in sells on it, absolutely, but I'm not looking for buys, right? If you're going to look for a buy, where are you going to look for a buy from? You got to break something first. We haven't broken anything. All we've done is just show bearish intent. This is how I'm looking at it. So we've just redistributed. You've got your continuation move, redistribution, and now, like, again, we haven't invalidated this area, but I'm imagining that we are going to continue higher, and we're potentially going to find ourselves Thursday, Friday in here. So hold on, bro. Let me see. Let me catch up. It came right into Frankfurt Open and reversed. What came into Frankfurt Open? You talking about EU or GU? EU? Yeah. No, it did. Yep. It did. Yep. You were anticipating GU shorts? Yeah. So was I, bro. Yeah. So we'll see what she does, yeah. No, I'm still looking at it. For me, we did sweep it, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in here. I'll pay attention to it tomorrow during like London crossover. Yeah. Weren't you expecting price to come back to test of the UTAD? Yeah. I mean, I could have, absolutely. But this right here, hold on. This right here could have been the test, man. This could have been the test. So, because technically this is our UTAD, right? I wanted this to break. I wanted that to break to get me the sign of strength or sign of weakness, but this was the break, and we came into 80% of this move. So that could have been the test. That's why I started playing it down. So yeah. Why don't you use LLC? What is LLC, bro? Limited Liability Corporation? Is that what you're talking about? What are you talking about? Yeah, for what? LLC for what though? For trading? I do have an LLC, man. Mm-hmm. Actually, I don't have an I take that back. I don't have an LLC anymore. I have an S corporation. Yeah, I have an S corporation. Yep. Yeah, if you're gonna run a business through it for trading, do yourself the favor and do an S corporation. That way you get more deductions, especially in the US, way more deductions. So you can write everything off. Yeah. All right. Let me catch up. Hold on. Catch if yeah. When you place a limit order through a schematic at a spring or UTAD, until when will you keep these orders on and will you cancel the order? Oh man. So I'll try to give you the easiest answer. So I'll keep them on until they are invalidated. What will invalidate them? Another market cycle. So if price, you're talking about coming back here. Hold on, bro. You're talking about coming back into this right here. So testing, you want an LPSY? Is that what you mean? Yeah. I mean, it could have, right? It could have, but that's why when we broke here, I was hoping that we were going to come back up, right? But then when we made the next low, I mean, at that point, follow your market cycle, right? This was the redistro. So yeah, I mean, that's why I only took it off the 80, because had we come higher, I split the risk, right? I had one risk here. I would have had the other risk here. So yeah, I mean, we could have, but I was just at that point, I'm just following the order flow down. Yeah. Yeah. Have I gone over GU? I went over my GU entry this morning, but I'll go through what I'm kind of expecting for the rest of the week. Okay. So anyway, going back to when will I take the limit order off? So follow the market cycle. So if price just redistributed out of your distribution, the only way I'm going to put that limit order back on is now if that distribution is holding some sort of leg structure. So, in a nutshell, if this was my distro, right? If that's my distro, actually, I take it back because boom, if that's my distro and here's my limit order, if price comes here and does that, redistributes and makes a new low, that's it. My limit order's done. My limit order's done until we break some kind of structure. And now this is my leg, because now price, this is my line in the sand. If price comes back to my limit order, I'll set it in, it'll be there. But if not, if I'm going with that order flow, it's deleted as soon as we get a new market cycle. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. So let's go down the list real quick. Oh, in the last entry I took, hey, did anybody catch CAJ? I know we were looking at it this morning. Did you guys remember? I told everybody, what did I say? I said, where the heck is it? Hold on. Let me open up Discord. 1 second. This stupid thing, man. Come on. There we go. So what was I looking at this morning? I was looking at, where's CAJ? CAJ. Where is? All right, maybe I can't find it. Damn, we looked at a couple charts today. Okay, so CAJ, we saw this, right? So we saw, yeah, it played off of, yeah, well, that's kind of what I was looking at though. I wanted the accumulation right in here. So we had a really clean type 1. This was actually, I saw it like that. This was originally the spring when we saw the break. And then when price came in here, that was it. I was looking to play out of this. That was it. This gave me enough to say we were done. So then when we created a true spring, what did I want? I just wanted the break. So when we created that break, you can just line up. Let me go 30 second because I don't have this all marked up on the minute. So 30 second. So when we just fib out the entire spring, you can see that the 50 and 80 are right here. So what I wanted to do was, you could see I told everybody I was waiting for the accumulation. So obviously we started to see this price action in here. So I just put a little alert there. And later in the afternoon, New York session, we actually get that schematic, right? So this is what I saw. And this is, so we get that last secondary test in B to trade up. So this entire leg, all of this for me is my spring. Yeah, there is a micro schematic that's even in there, but all I did was just measure from my spring and I took it off of 50%. So there was a little bit of imbalance here. I was happy with taking it out of there. So I got filled here. I know the stop loss looks massive on the seconds time frame, but this thing was just under 3 pips. So, and of course, you know, we get really clean indication of buys coming in. So as soon as I didn't even wait for this break here. I mean, as soon as I saw that skip right there, that essentially price just skipping over that price point, I just reduced my risk. So my goal was, all right, you know, what do I want to see? I just want to see us now take out this high up here. And we haven't done it, right? End of New York session, we just get BS price action. So you can see I've got an alert up here, crossing new high. As soon as that happens, and it looks like we're just reaccumulating here, which is great. I'm just going to take my first, I've got, you know, obviously 4 orders on this, you know, out of my 0.25% risk. As soon as we come up here, just to pay myself for a Tuesday, I'm going to close out one of the orders, and that'll pretty much pay what my risk was on this trade. And then continuation, you know, I'm just going to play the continuation move. So obviously I'll be looking for price to come back and mitigate this move. We'll see, you know, if we do that after we take this high or after we take this high up here. So, you know, 90 is my next area where I'm going to be looking to target, and that'll put it at like a little 1 to 22. So for a Tuesday price action, it wasn't too bad. I'm pretty happy with playing this. It just took forever. I mean, when you add in, yeah, we're on the 30 seconds, but from the time this entire thing transpired to the time I actually got into a winning entry was 8 hours, right? 8 hours to do all of this crap. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. Oh, you were done. Okay. I got you. Yeah. So just look at it. I mean, price came in right at 3 p.m. You know, I'll be honest, like if I wasn't doing a Zoom call, I probably wouldn't have even have seen it. So just because I was on it and I had the alert here. So as soon as I put the alert right there, I just set the limit, you know, so my limit was set realistically right at 2 p.m. But yeah, you know, I mean, this has some really good potential. It was right in the area where we were looking anyway. So, all right. When you have multiple POIs on a larger time frame leg, how do you wait to get schematics on all of them, or would you set limits on them? No, I wait for schematics, man. Yeah, I wait for schematics. Like I only have in that leg, I only have 2 points of interest. So it's either gonna, you know, and ideally like give me, I don't know, give me a pair that you're talking about. I'll kind of give you my suggestion on how how I would set up for it. Yeah. But anyway, so CAD J, right? I'm still looking to take this higher, you know, obviously we've got a confirmed distribution, you know, depending on what happens when we get in here, whether I'll be hedging or not, but you know, ideally this is the real area that I'm kind of waiting for. We may not get here though, right? We may not get here. So I don't know if you guys saw, but oil hit $88 today, which means oil is bullish as crap. So CAD-J, I'll be looking for continuation plays. All right. Chef JPY, pretty similar, right? We were waiting for price. So we were waiting for price to come into lower time frame structure, right? And essentially, this is where I was waiting, right? I was waiting in this push right here. Obviously, you could see like I wanted this. Well, I don't get everything I want sometimes. So the question is, did price come into demand? Yes, right? We did trade into demand. So trading into demand, you know, we started watching this, and I feel like we were watching this last week as well. You know, this is where patience comes in, you know, not getting in too early on a trade. So what do we see? You know, we saw one drive, you know, we saw, I don't know, 1, 2, technically 3. Yeah. I mean, 4, 5 STs, right? We saw 5 STs. Could this have been the spring? Yes, but we never broke structure, right? Never broke structure. So making a new low right here, So making a new low right here, here's your previous low. What do I need to break? Just the highest point of that, which is this right here. So as soon as we got that, now, right now, this is where I'm looking. So yes, could we come lower? We can, but I'm going to be waiting here because this could have been our mitigation, right? This could have easily have been the mitigation of the spring. So I'm going to wait for a schematic. So I've got an alert right here, and we'll see if this comes back down and gives me an entry. Yeah. Why don't I have an STB? Oh, my bad. Here you go, bro. Hold on. There you go. STB. Yeah. There she is. In here, we can even do this and this. Yeah. I think I was marking this up this morning. Otherwise, you would have just saw a box. Yeah. No worries, man. Yeah. I don't just remember, like, what's the difference between an ST and an STB? It's an ST that happens in phase B of the market. How do you know it's phase B? Because we get phase C. So you won't know it's an STB until you get your spring. So yeah, no worries, man. No worries. All right. Yep. AU, for instance. Okay, let's see. So AU. Yeah. So what's your point of interest? So for me, AU, for me, this is my distro, and this is my slingshot. So my slingshot, pretty simple. I've got an alert somewhere around here, and I'll watch for a schematic here. That's it. So we trade above that, then now I would have a limit order. I do have a limit order actually, but I have a limit order in the extreme of my lower time frame structure. And that's where pretty much I'm going to play now. If we come into this and do something, I mean, I'm already going to be paying attention because I have a limit order out of the extreme, but 50% of our UTAD is like sitting right here. So yeah, when we come into 50%, I'll be waiting for a schematic, and I'll have that limit order set out of the extreme, just split my risk. So that's kind of how I would set it up. Yeah, this for me is, I personally won't put a limit order on the SC of a lower time frame. Yeah. Okay. What's a slingshot? Oh man, that's just my term I use. Yeah. If you use it, just I'll send you my PayPal. I copyrighted it, so if you use it, just make sure you got to pay those dues for it. All right. It's just it's the cause, right? It's my cause. What caused the BOS? And that right there, that caused my BOS. So it's my slingshot candle. If you ever used a slingshot as a kid, right? You got that. You got your little wooden sticks, you got your rubber band, you got your rock, you pull it back and then it shoots off. Yeah. That's how I kind of, when I was kind of going through this, I felt that's what it was, right? You get your impulse, that pullback, and then it shoots down and is the cause of the break of structure. So yeah, but that's how like I would mark it out. Like I wouldn't have any limits except for my extreme, and everything else. This is my main point of interest. And by default, this would be a point of interest because it's 50% of this, right? Not because of what happened in here, right? So that's how I would treat it. All right. We did your GU, bro. Yeah. So yeah. Wait, let's see. Intraday SC is lower time frame structure. It could be. It depends. Oh geez. It depends on, I mean, it's not always going to be, right? It often is, but just think of this, right? Your lower time frame structure is typically your intraday order flow. So yeah, lower time frame SC is the order flow. No. Yeah. The slingshot is just the slingshot. It's just the cause of the higher and low. It's not actual structure or anything. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. But anyway, so this is just what I'm waiting for on Chef JPY. I'll be waiting for buys. I like what we're seeing. Like I said, I've got an alert, kind of like below these Asian lows here. And I'd like to see just something kind of give us a reason to come down and mitigate out of here. So if we can get that, great. All right. Moving on, Euro GBP and Euro GBP. So there was a really good sell. I know a couple of people took the sell. I did not take the sell on it, but I'm at this point, I'm pretty comfortable in saying that we are going to come lower. We did break, right? We did break this right there. We did break that. I was a little bent out of shape because I wanted to catch a distro, and price action just gave me nothing in here. Last week, there was nothing to sell out of it. And you look this morning, a couple of the guys did catch this. So I did not, but pretty simple. You've got a distribution. And actually, I know a couple of people that tried it and got clapped out and then didn't get back in. So here's your distro, right? There's your Frankfurt high, and 100%, I would have taken the trade out of Frankfurt, right? I didn't see this obviously until I woke up during, my time, like 6 o'clock in the morning, my time. So London actually comes back and takes out Frankfurt high, but then breaks, right? And then breaks. So nothing about this invalidated, right? Nothing about this invalid. Yeah, you stopped out too. Yeah. So as soon as you get stopped out, you got to look to your left, right? Did this invalidate anything? No. So as soon as price breaks back down, you got to get back in, right? For me, that's the telltale sign. And where'd you want to get back in at? Well, there was a couple things you could have done, right? You could have played right back into the 50%, which this triggered in, or you could have just played the micro, right? You've got a schematic sitting right here. Right? You've got a schematic sitting right here. Play the micro. Price does come back. Price does come back into your UTAD into the 50%. I mean, I don't know what that stop loss would have been. Hold on, let's see. That stop loss. Yeah, I mean, that's a 2-pip stop loss. There's nothing wrong with that. But you just you don't give up on it. That's the one thing I try to tell everybody is, you get stopped out. I'll tell you right now, I get stopped. I take tons of losses all the time, whether they're reduced risk or full risk, whatever it is. I take losses, but I make sure what's my line in the sand. At what point out of this, at what point am I giving up on sells? Well, I'm giving up on sells, right? I'm giving up on sells when we do what? When we break above that New York high, right? This is what I'm looking to mitigate, this right here. So whatever this was, like 83.68, that's my line in the sand. All right. Because if price would have come up here, but then made a new low, guess what? We now have another distro. Play the distro. All right. Yeah. I mean, that's the one thing I'll say, but it did give a pretty nice little entry. It gave some really nice price action. It did break yesterday's New York low. So we'll see how it plays out. Yeah, always, I'll tell you this, like, don't get stuck on one time frame. I can't tell you how many times, and I know like sometimes people even tell me like to slow down because I'll be just going through different time frames like this, bouncing up, down, but always just keep an eye on where you're at, getting stopped out of here, but then the break, tells you that, yeah, this is a valid distribution, so it sucked. I would have liked to have gotten in the sell on this, but I mean, I'll still wait. We potentially could still come back up into this area up here, so I don't fully think we're going to be going yet. And at this point, we're at too much of a discount for me to want to sell it after this. So now I need us to break this low and just play order flow. So order flow is going to consist of me playing the redistributions. All right. Okay. So that's EG. I'm pretty convinced, like I said, that we're going to make a new low. And at this point, when we count up all these damn missed, all these failed distributions, I really don't have high hopes for my 50% of the 30-minute candle. I really just don't have high hopes. I mean, maybe, we'll see. Time will tell if that thing's going to work out, but I really don't think that thing's going to hold. I think we're going to check out this low right over here. So, yeah. But yeah, it is what it is. All right. So EU, right? EU, listen, EU for me, it's pretty self-explanatory. If this area doesn't hold, right, I'm coming into my structure point. This is my structure point. This is what's maintaining my leg. I'm going to play out of that. Right. So we'll see what happens. I would really, there's no limit order that I'm going to set just because the stop loss is ridiculous for EU, phase one distro of EU, phase one distro of EU. What do you mean phase one distro? In my opinion, it's printing a distro on, yeah, I'll tell you what, this is just me. Yeah, I mean, it could, where, if you're looking at it like this, right? I'm guessing this is how you're looking at it. Like this, right? Climax to an AR. Yep. All right. Yep. Absolutely. So on the 1 hour, do you know how long it's going to take to get that? Because that's what we're going to need in order for us to put a limit. Do you have, give me a thought. How long do you think that's going to take? No, it won't take that long. It won't take that long. But I would say, yeah, Friday. Yeah. 48 hours. It's going to take 48 hours. Right. And this is something you always want to, when you're back testing, pay attention to how long these schematics, right? You saw what we were looking at CAJ, right? CAJ on the 30 seconds, a type 1 where I finally got into an entry took 8 hours on the 30 seconds, so keep in mind that, so like, what would I do with this? Absolutely nothing, at this point. Where's my line in the sand? My line in the sand is truly this high right here, right? Because this is the redistribution. So, can we still play this out? Absolutely. Can we do that? Sure. But way too early to really do anything with it. But yeah, absolutely. So EU, yeah, listen, I'm shorting. I'm looking for shorts. Why am I looking for shorts? Listen, it's lining up perfectly with dollar index, right? Lining up perfectly with dollar index. We saw the strength coming in here. Yes. Are we in the 80% of this right here? Absolutely. But damn, this thing looks like a reaccumulation, not a distro, right? This to me this is signs of strength, not weakness. So, where am I looking to see what EU does? I'm looking when we come up here, right? This is where I'm looking for us to do something. So I'm expecting this to that, right? So that's going to take us probably into the end of the month. And that's kind of like what my thought process, obviously, right? Dollar index is the complete opposite of the Euro USD, right? Diametrically opposed to it. So I'm looking for shorts on EU. Going back to GU, right? GU, pretty much same thing, just playing the order flow on this thing. What's my targets? Like I'm targeting a new low, right? I want to take this out. If you look at what GU has done, GU's been playing phenomenally, probably since the summertime, right? Ever since we got this break over here, what have we done? We've come back, we distributed, right? Made a new low. We came back, we distributed out of supply, made a new low. We came back, we distributed out of supply. What do I want? A new low. Yeah, exactly. The thing is, it takes time, right? And a lot of people don't have the patience for that, but in reality, ever since we got that confirmation, right, we've been shorting this thing for 140 days with just waiting. I mean, when you look at it, how long have we waited in between each leg? From this leg to entry was 82 days. From this leg to this entry, 85 days. So yeah, I mean, it takes time. Time is all I got. I mean, I'm going nowhere. I got nothing else to do other than set some trades in, right? So I'm still holding the short from up here. I've taken to my partials that I'm going to take. For now, it's just a matter of what are we going to do. So in my opinion, we're going higher, right? We've invalidated supply, right? We've taken out this distribution. So next stop for us is coming back up. And in reality, what I want to see is I just want to see some major weakness. I'm not going to be looking for a 1 second distribution like I was doing the other day out of this, right? I want to see some major weakness before I get back in. And ideally, I want to see this, if EG, which I believe is going to continue to do this, GU by default is going to go a little bit higher. So just kind of correlating the pairs. That's what I'm looking at. What are all of those time to schematics? Oh, hopefully you got it. Yeah. Hopefully you got it. Yeah. All right. So that's what I'm looking for GU. Now, NZD CAD, I was looking this morning, right, for a sell, but it was going to be just out of order flow. And big picture, right? Like, what are we doing big picture? Well, big picture, like this is still valid, right? My alert's still sitting up here. Nothing has changed. We've just collapsed, right? I mean, this thing has fallen from the original entry up here. This thing has fallen 400 pips. And then even then before that, right? What am I looking at from here? I know this is a sore subject for some of you guys. Hold on. What are we at? We are here. So this thing went, we broke 530. All right. So this thing from that original entry back in November, where I'm up 540 pips on it. So, we're in the leg, LOLY. When will I stop? Bro, look, I mean, did I not say I'm taking it into here, right? I said I'm going into that. So, nothing's keeping me from closing that trade out. So what I'm personally looking at, right? I want to see us come back. I want to see us come back and at least distribute out. We were following order flow, and you can kind of see it here, right? We were just kind of following order flow down. I'm still in this position here, but I've taken a lot of volume off. I know Zico was looking at this, and I mean, this thing saw a 1 to 30 pretty much out of that from last week. What I'm going to be waiting for now is just some signs of weakness. And really this area right here is where I'm waiting. This is my order flow leg, right? This right here is my order flow leg. I want to see what we do. And actually, hold on, bear with me. I don't know why I am not getting, there we go. Okay. So I want to see what we do just above 84,500. So between 84,500 and like 84,700, this 20 pip range, that's where I'm going to wait for a distribution. If it gives it to me, it's going to be an order flow play. So it's going to be low risk. I'll take it down. If not, I need us to come back into structure, right? And structure is like a month and a day away. Structure is way the heck up here. This is my structure SC, right? This was the cause of the break, and this is the extreme. So I need us to come up a couple hundred pips. So yeah. When you say you get X amount of percentage per month, do you count that as trades fully closed that month, or do I count that as trades fully? No. I mean, it's just whatever I actually put in the bank. So if I partial out, that goes, if I partial out and out of that partial, I've made 1% for that trade. That's 1%. When I partial, yeah. So my P&L statement is closed out. It's whatever is physically taken off of volume and put into my account. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, it's realized profits, not unrealized. So, All right. But anyway, so NZD CAD, I would need us at this point. I would need us for structure, like just to get into my SC, which is up here. I would need us to get, a 200 pip move to the upside. I don't think NZD CAD has that in it. So that's why probably tomorrow. We're getting pretty close to it. So tomorrow, this is where I'm going to be looking. I'm going to be looking out of here. All right. We were looking this morning, right? I was looking this morning out of this right here. Where was it? Right out of this. Yeah, here we go. This schematic right here, but you could see no break, right? No BOS for me is a no trade, right? No trade. And then of course, what do? We make this high and okay, sure. Now we break, but what do? We invalidated, right? We invalidated the whole trade because the whole premise was we were playing out of this. Well, when you trade above your structure point or your point of interest, that's it. The whole idea is invalid. At this point here, just look at it from even on a 1 minute, but let's just go to a 5 minute. What just happened? We broke order flow, right? We broke order flow. So that's our new order flow. So I was looking, because this was just the most recent lowest time frame, lowest lowest level of order flow there was. And if it was going to distribute, I was going to take it. But after that, that's it. It's done for me. You know, now what I have to do is I have to play out of the leg, right? And the leg is sitting right up here. So this is my entire leg. We come up here and we distribute here. Yeah, that's where I'll take it from. You know, otherwise I'm going to have to sit back and just wait for a couple hundred pips for price to get back up, or I need order flow to now go bearish, right? We're in a bearish market, but bullish order flow. So I either need to wait for points of interest to get tapped into and signs of supply coming back into the market. And how do I get that, right? Well, we see that order flow change. How do we see it? Well, we got to follow the market cycle, right? Start to see that distribution into a redistro, and that's your evidence that supply is coming back into the market. Okay, so that is, hold on, bear with me. Let me clean off my glasses. That's NZD CAD. UChef, nothing much on UChef, right? I've been holding what I've got. You know, I'm holding orders from out here and nothing's changed. I'm still waiting right here. I've got an alert right at that low. And if price can now walk itself in here, this is where I want to see price accumulate. This is where I'm going to sit and wait. And if we can get an accumulation in there, that's where I'm going to start looking for buys, right? So again, UChef walks like a duck, talks like a duck, crawls like a damn duck. It's going to take till Friday to get down there. That thing goes so slow. So Friday morning, I'm envisioning we're going to see an accumulation down in that area, and that's where I'll be looking for those buys. So spread didn't fill you on what? On the limit order? No, bro, come on. On the limit order, on this one down here, come on. Dude, this was the easiest. I don't even know. Yeah, I can't get down 1 minute. This was the easiest trade to take right here. This was the easiest trade to take. 80%. I mean, I've been talking about that 80% of the 14-minute for months, you know? Yeah, no. I got filled on it. So yeah. All right. Well, listen, I don't know. I don't know what happened, man. It filled on your 50 and 80. Cool, man. Yeah, absolutely. I went big on the 80 because just the confluence it had with the reaccumulation. So yeah, this thing is playing out nicely, and you know the stacked positions after that were not too bad either. So I think there was a total of, what do I have? 5 orders. I think it was a total of 5, maybe 5. I don't know. Hold on. I know I didn't take all of them. What was it? Let's see. I thought I had them written out. All right, no worries. I don't know where the heck they went. Oh, you know what? Hold on, it was here. Yeah, so 4 entries. 4 entries is what I have active. All right, cool. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm only in 4 total. So yeah, the other ones are the ones that we played, but yeah, I'm only in 4 total. So yeah, UChef right here. I mean, I'm waiting this entire box, but these are 2 points of interest that I'm looking at right here. So let me see what you got, bro. Let's see. Cool. So did you go back and back test them? Yeah. Did you, because that entry right, oh, hold on. Because that entry right there was money. That entry right there was money, man. Where was it at? Hold on. Where was it at? Let's see. Right here. I don't know if I can get down there. This entry was money, bro. Right there. 0.6. That was the one. Oh, come on. No, I don't want to. I got to lock these in sometimes. That was it right there. Here's your type 1 right here coming in, and bam, 80%. So you measure out. Hold on. Let's see. Let's clean this up. You measure. I don't know if I can get that. When was this? This was the 14th. Yeah, I should be able to get lower. So you get, oh, it won't let me. All right. Anyway, you saw it. It was, yeah, it was clean. Super duper duper, very, very clean, you know, really nice type one. And then from there, it's just play the continuation move. So yeah, when we back tested it the other night, gave a ton of freaking entries. So yeah, it was, I think, so just to my partial out areas, So let's see, it was a 1 to 109, a 1 to 59, a 1 to 121, geez, I don't even know what that one was. Hold on. A 1 to 121, a 1 to 305, and a 1 to a 1 to 25. Yeah, a 1 to 25. So that's what it was. Yeah. So you, Chef, yeah, absolutely. Really, really clean. Look, I'm continuing looking for buys, right? We made you can see the order flow change, right? We made this high, and now I want to make a new leg high, right? And the new leg high is up here, right? New leg high is up here. So that's the idea. You know, we saw pretty much price come in. I want to see it come in here, mitigate out, make the next leg up. All right. That's the game plan for me with you, Chef. All right. The next, hold on. 1 second. Okay. Sounds good. The next is UJ. Yeah. Spread violated. So I don't understand, bro. If this was your entry, how did spread not fill you? Right? Was this not your entry here? Yeah. All right. So you added spread into that, right? I mean, I don't know what you, Chef, is on your broker. On mine, what is it, like 8 to 10 pipettes? So it's like one whole pip. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, bro. I don't know. Did it? Let me ask you. Well, I don't know, bro. It's FTMO, man. You don't know how many times. FTMO cost me a 1 to 151 time on a US 30 sell. And they tried telling me that spread because of spread, I didn't get filled until I told them, I said that spread doesn't count on a sell order because I'm doing the bid, not the ask. And then I told them to give me the information from the liquidity provider to show that why my order wasn't filled. And after like 2.5 months of going back and forth, because if you've ever messaged FTMO support, you'll message them on a Monday. They'll get back to you Wednesday with a question. They'll say, what is your ID number? And what is the, whatever, like, can you send us documentation? So you'll send that on a Wednesday. Then Friday, they'll send you an email saying that they'll be out of the office for the weekend, but they'll get back to you on Monday. Monday, they'll send you another response that you'll have to respond back to them. And finally, you'll get a resolution on Wednesday. Yeah. Oh, it's horrible, man. It's horrible. I damn near lost my mind. So anyway, 2.5 months later, their resolution to my US 31 to 150, where trade was that they were just going to delete the order. And I said, but I didn't even take a stop loss. It didn't even fill me. I don't understand why. What do you mean delete the order? Well, they kind of gave me some stupid story that the liquidity provider didn't fill my order. So I was pretty pissed, man. That's all I'm going to say. I was pretty damn pissed, and it's happened multiple times like that. So, I mean, it's not like it doesn't happen with TPT. I've had a couple orders get filled. DR, remember that EU? I know you were just on the trial one, but that was on my active one, the EU one that went for like 1 to 150 in like in I think like 12 hours. That one didn't fill me either, and I was pretty hot about that. Yeah. No, they move like, yeah, exactly, man. Oh, yeah. But that's, it is what it is, man. That's what happens with prop firms, because it's not like you have a direct link to a liquidity provider, right? They're essentially using a copier to run your trade through a third party, so they have their checks and balances that keeps their equity safe. That way, if you try to do like a 100 lot trade, that's going to immediately red flag it, and it's not going to let your trade go through. It might show it on your demo, but it's not going to actually go through. So, I mean, that's the crappy part about, a prop firm. But I mean, I still think that there's a lot of pluses to it. But, then again, that's why I also have my personal account, so it is what it is. Yeah. It's because you're taking all their money. Yeah, bro. But you know what? They're making money from my trade. So they should be like happy to get my damn orders filled. You know what I mean? They should be like, oh, okay. Maybe we should do a little more to make sure that those orders get filled, because it's stupid, man. It is stupid. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, most successful traders don't get filled, not because of stupid brokers. They don't get filled because there's not enough liquidity to fill their orders. That's the problem. And I'll tell you right now, there are definitely. I'll tell you this. I have a very, very good friend who is a very, very successful trader, and we talk all the time. And I can't tell you right now the amount of times that he'll get, upset to where he is. You guys have heard stories about me throwing my phone in the damn pool. Like, yeah, like he goes above and beyond that, bro. He hits that to like left field. And it's because he can't get orders filled. He can't even do 0.25% risk on his account. He's doing way less than 0.25% because and he uses the wonderful IC markets. IC markets won't allow him to get most of his stuff filled. He has to do such small orders, and he can't even do it on MT5. He physically has a contact person at IC markets that he has to call to put in an order. If he wants to do anything, I don't know what the dollar amount risk is, but if he wants to do anything more than that, which is not even 0.25% of his account, he has to call IC Markets Direct and do an over the phone freaking order, which to me, like, what are you doing? You're watching the 5-second chart. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hello. Okay. Yeah. I need to put, no, it's 0.75. No, 75. I mean, geez, man, yeah, it is old school. It's so stupid, man. I'll be honest, like at that point, just trade what you can on MT5, man, and make what you can on it, So, all right, I digress off my soapbox. Stupid brokers, man. I'm hot about the brokers, dude. Anyway, yeah. So dollar franc, we coming down here. That's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm waiting for. Yeah. UJ. Let's talk about UJ, right? UJ, same kind of concept, right? Actually, hold on. That is right there. Don't even get me started on TradingView, man. TradingView, I'm sure you guys have, if you've been on TradingView the last 2 weeks, it has been just stupid. Whether like trying to save your charts, whether it's moving charts, whether it's copying like information, like when you hit, when you want to copy over this box like this. Oh, look, it's not even doing it now. It is not even, oh my God. Oh, geez, bro. Look, let's see. Can I clone it? No, I can't clone it. And then watch, I'll log back into this stupid thing in 3 hours. I'm going to have 15 accumulation boxes. Hold on. Oh my God. How often do you use your phone to place a trade? Yeah, bro. Never. Never. Yeah. I did it one too many times and I paid the price for it. Literally paid the price for it. So why not? Ask me on the Zoom tomorrow morning, bro. Ask me on the Zoom tomorrow morning and I'll tell you why. Yeah. Let's just say that you're susceptible to mistakes on your phone and they weren't $1 mistakes. That's all I'll say. So yeah, it was a very costly mistake. So yeah, no, MT5 is not on my phone. I'll have it on my iPad, but it's a little different on the iPad. So I don't place trades from anything other than my desktop. So yeah. All right. On UJ, right? On UJ, same thing. We've seen buyers come into the market. We have a really clean accumulation, right? Really clean accumulation sitting in here. And we have now changed our order flow, right? Or if order flow has changed. So what do I want to do? I want to wait for us to come back into this price action here, or we can also come back in here, right? Because this is technically the low of it that got pressed in, right? This is our order flow leg. So I'm going to wait for a schematic. Anything below, realistically, anything below the 114 mark is where I'm going to look to play. All right. If we can get that, great. And I'll look to take this higher. All right. Not much that I'm going to do other than that. You know, it's got to be one of two areas. You know, we're either going to come back into this reaccumulation here, or we're going to come back into that accumulation down there. But neither are structure points. They're just order flow. So I'll have to wait for us to trade back into that area. All right. So that's UJ. Silver, man. Silver has been fantastic. You know, for those that trade gold, you know, good for you. I'm glad gold is giving you something. I have no idea what the hell gold's doing. So I'm just been selling the crap out of silver. And you can see what's my next target area. It's going to be last week's price action, right? The news, I'm looking right around like the 23, like 80 to 23.90 range. I'm looking right in here. So super clean price action. I like the redistribution, you know, specifically this distribution, right? I'm sure you could see the distro into a redistro. So this is the area that I want to get us into. All righty. That's what I'm looking for. All right. I posted in my Discord, not in the public one. Yeah. It's just from my group. Otherwise, I'm sure. I mean, when I tried it a long time ago, and I would have like 100 people on, and it was just chaos. Like I couldn't think. So I kind of, the way I like to run my Discord, not my Discord, but my Zoom calls in the morning, you know, it's pretty laid back, and we're kind of just looking at charts. So yeah, unfortunately it's not for everybody in the group. It's just people in my trading team. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah. No worries, man. No worries. Oh yeah, bro. Absolutely. I've heard stories, right? I've heard stories. Let's see. Put a 50-80 on the 4-hour previous high to the low. The most recent high was perfect 80 level on gold for the sell down. It set up liquidity and swept it before the fall on gold. Yeah, but the only issue, I hear you. The only issue is though that silver, right? Silver was, now I didn't have a limit order set out of here, but I wanted a distribution out of here, right? Because this was my last point of supply. But we're following structure, right? We're coming in. You can see the market cycle. You know, your accumulation, your reaccumulation, your distro all the way down back into into an accumulation to a reaccumulation to a distro. Where gold on the other hand has been not doing that. Gold is not following any structure because we don't have structure, right? Like where is our structure points? You know, technically we're still bullish. You know what I mean? Technically we're still bullish here on gold. So that's my issue with gold. That's why I'm just not doing anything with it, because I don't have anything to really, you know, to say, okay, well, I've got my structure high, my structure low. So, no, we're in a huge range since March of 2020. Yeah. We started the range here. We started the range here because this is, when you think about it, this is still intact. So we're in this leg right here. All of this is just order flow or lower time frame structure, depending on at what structure points. But we're still maintaining this low. We never broke it. So that's why gold is sitting on the secondary list. Yeah. I used to use MT4. You reckon it's time for the switch to MT5? I'll be honest, like I don't know if there's a huge difference between MT4 and MT5 because I never really started using MT4 on my desktop, right? But I can tell you, if you're a Mac user, you're not going to use MT4 on your desktop. The only way to do it is through MT5. I can say that MT5, I think, is a little easier to use, and it's got more time frames. So, like, I can go to a 7-minute candle on MT5. You can't do that on MT4. You know. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Want to see if it comes to the 50 level and fall again. Yeah. I mean, listen, for gold and silver, one way or another, right? I mean, I don't know when it's going to happen. One way or another, we're coming for this one way or another. I don't know what catastrophic event is going to happen. I don't know what, I don't know. I don't know what the U.S. economy needs to do more to really screw itself up to get us down here, but eventually we're going to come down here, So yeah. Do I think it's better? I mean, they've got their pros and their cons, I mean, I could tell you for me, TPT is better than FTMO simply because I can hold over the weekends. I don't have to delete my orders for news. And FTMO has a 28-day cycle. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts. TPT doesn't have an actual cycle. Like if I want to swing trade it and not close out that position, I can do it. I don't need to wait obviously like I won't get paid out until the order is closed, but I don't need to technically close out my trades every cycle where FTMO you do, if a distro accumulation makes a boof, will you play out of that distro accumulation? If it makes a boof, so if it breaks the structure within the schematic and that schematic is in a point of interest, yes, I'll play out of it. That's my confirmation to take the trade. Without that, I'm not going to play it. So yeah. You had a limit on silver so long down there. Really? Make sure, I had this happen to me a couple of times. There's a little box that you can check that you uncheck that makes it non-expiring. So, because I'll tell you right now, looking at my board, I have an order on gold, a buy on gold from October 2019 that is still active. So yeah. All right. So anyway, so that's silver. Like I'm looking for the sells. I'm looking for the sells when we get up here. So hopefully, again, how long is this going to take? Probably we're going to be here Friday. That's probably what's going to happen, all right, cool. And let's move on over. Let's go to my primary list. So ACAD, right? I'm looking for sells on ACAD. Again, I was looking for the short this morning. There was no evidence, right, for me to take that short. We had a little bit of divergence between ACAD and NZD-CAD. So you can see, like, what do we get? I mean, I started to see, okay, are we going to get something here? No, it just fell apart. After that, there was nothing to take. Once price did this break up here, okay, so what are you going to play out of? Maybe you can argue, okay, that's my UTAD, but no break, right? No BOS. So, and then from there, we just get stupid New York price action, and yeah, I mean, this is just bullish, this is bullish price action, nothing to do with that. Where am I looking on ACAD? Right here, right? Nothing's changed. My limit order is set. I've got that extreme limit out of the distro. We come up there, great. Other than that, I just need us to come up to somewhere in this box right here. That's where I want us to come up to. But I do have that limit order set up here. So this is, for me, this is my lower time frame extreme. I'll set that limit. I'll play it. Nothing. I mean, it's a tight stop anyway, so I'm pretty happy with it. And we'll see what happens. Can price come into this area here? Sure. I'll watch it tomorrow. I'm more interested in NZD-CAD. I think the Kiwi is a little weaker than the Australian dollar, but especially if I want to short it, that's what I'm going to play. I mean, pretty much what's it going to take? It's going to take us to distribute out of prior supply. I need to distribute out of that schematic there. All right. Moving on. So AU, pretty much same thing. I'm looking, so we finally broke and we could see that this distribution up here maintains lower time frame. So what I want to do is I want to see, do we distribute sometime during London out of my slingshot, or are we going to come back into our UTAD up here? And then there is a micro that's sitting in here. So yeah, I'll be looking for shorts on AU out of there. Really, there's no limit that I'm going to set on it though. I'm going to wait to see what we can get in here. I'm not too interested in playing anything out of here. Again, when we look at it, is that an area by default? Our point of interest, yes. But the reason it's that area by default, because our UTAD puts it right here, right? I want to mitigate this right here. So by default, this is in there. So my that alerts on the 80 because I have a limit order up in the extreme of this. But, if we trade up in here, this is the first area I'm going to pay attention to. And if not, this box right here is where I need to see the schematic, right? Because this is 50% of our UTAD. And then this is what needs to be mitigated before we can come lower. But it's this move here, right? That's what I want to see. So there is confluence because you can see that this is a redistribution. So you have evidence of sellers in the market. So I am going to be looking at it. But I first want to see what we do out of here. All right. Okay. All right. CAD Chef. So CAD Chef, I got a little something in store for CAD Chef if it happens. So CAD Chef, listen, CAD Chef, I've been selling CAD Chef forever. I feel like this thing is another one that's just been walking itself down. On CAD Chef, we saw, let's see, where are we? We saw price come right back. I was a little ticked with CAD Chef because I did a lot of work one day the other day and ended up getting stopped out at break even. But we came into 80% of this distro. And then sure enough, we came back. Here's, I don't have it marked out on this time frame, but you could see the distro. Here's your UTAD. We came in 80% of that. And what have we seen? We've seen evidence of sellers coming into the market. So my first area that I want to see, I've got this marked out, right? I've got this right here marked out. Here's the 50, here's the 80. So we've engulfed it. I want to see, do we come back into this area? Obviously, you can see some evidence of sellers coming into the market. My big thing I'm going to play out of, the first area that I'm looking is the redistro, right? Following order flow. What do we got? We've got Asian price action that was swept by London, right? So London swept the Asian price action, gave us a confirmed redistribution. This is where I want to play, right? This is where I want to play. It's the 16-minute for me. So I really like the 80% of the 16-minute for those that don't have the seconds time frame, right? Like, so hold on. So real quick, that's your 16-minute candle. That's your 16-minute candle, full volume candle, right? And we get down in there. We get down in there. If we go to the 15-second, you'll see, so following this sucker down, right? What do we have? We have, hold on. Yeah, so following this down, you'll see, do we come back? No, we don't, right? Yeah, this is just the pass. All right, so what I want to play into is you can see on this 15-second, we've got some really clean imbalance sitting right in here. So I'm going to be looking off that 80% of the 16-minute. And if we trade above this high, that's it. This is completely done. So I do like this area. I like the distribution, right? You got 1 drive, 2 drive, 3 drive, UTAD, right? So, and then this was the BOS. So that's what I'm going to be looking for on CAD Chef. And, ideally perfect timing is going to be, Frankfurt, London Open. I want to see if we can get back up there. All right. And then targets, obviously I'm targeting in a new low, right? Very, very first thing I'm going to be targeting is like this 7,100 level. I want to break below here. And then I want to make my way starting down into mitigating this COVID drop, right? So CAD Chef, the next one is EN. I know a bunch of people were looking at EN. What's my structure on CAD Chef? We are bearish on everything except for the intraday, but the intraday is just because of the COVID spike. So yeah, but higher time frame and lower time frame are bearish. All right, so EN, right? We are in the extreme. Here's our extreme, right? I thought I marked this out. Hold on, did I mark it out? Yeah, I did mark it out. Okay, so we had a really nice little distro in here, right? And we did come very damn close to coming into that, right? We did come very, very close to that. But we can see, let's go 5-minute. We can see what price has done. Price has given a type 1 distro. Yes, it was during Asian session. So, that's the only thing that sucks. But out of Asian session, what have we seen? We've seen a redistribution. We've seen a redistribution and then the break. So this is my slingshot, right? So 54-minute candle is most voluminous candle we got in there, right there. Bam. 80% of the 54-minute, 80% of the 54-minute. Let's go 5-second. And this is what I see. So Price comes in and taps into 50% of the previous redistribution, right? So taps in and we get the break right here, right? We get this break sitting right here. Now, everyone hopefully can see the type 1 schematic here on the 1 second, right? 1 drive, 2 drive, 3 drive, UTAD, right? There's your type 1 schematic right there. Honestly, we potentially could have seen this as the mitigation of the type 1, but that's ultimately what I'm looking at, right? You can see if I go 1 second, actually, let me go 1 second. If I go 1 second, there's your schematic, right? Here she is right there. 1, 2, 3, UTAD, right? And then that's going to be your test. So I think we've already mitigated that. But the key thing that I want to look at is when we measure out this entire leg, right? When we measure out this entire thing, 50%, right? 50% of this entire move lines up with that 80% of the 54-minute. So that is what I am going to be looking at. This is a 7.6 pip stop. It is what it is, right? It's EN. It is what it is. Depending on what happens, I may just throw this order in on a small risk. So I do like what it's been doing. I like the evidence of sells and I like the area that we're at. I mean, this whole thing, we missed the distro comes in about 30 pips shy of the 50% of the extreme micro distro. All right. So I really haven't been looking at EN much just because the spreads are ridiculous, especially on my personal broker. I mean, EN can typically get up to like 6 to 8 pips on the spread. So I definitely don't trade this on my personal account. How do you use an LLC for trading profits for tax purposes? Does it matter if you trade your own money or prop trading? It doesn't matter if you trade your own money or prop trading, but yeah, run everything through your business, man. So have a business checking account, have a business. Yeah. I mean, you've got to run it like it's a business. So you're your employee, whatever you take out of that account is technically like your paycheck. So that's what you would have to pay taxes on. Right. But yeah, I would, depending on the state you live in and stuff like that, I would definitely consult like a tax accountant. But I mean, I could tell you this, I have an S corporation. Everything is in my business name. And, I have a ton of deductions, right? Like pretty much everything I use for my business. So my internet, my cell phone, my vehicle, I deduct part of my mortgage, my taxes. When I have to buy things for my business, computers, anything that I'm doing, right? Those are write-offs. So if I make X amount of dollars in the year, that X amount of dollars is deducted from everything I've spent for my business. And then the remaining is my tax liability. That's what I pay the tax on. So yeah. 5.5%. What, state tax? Jeez, bro. Yeah. Florida's where it's at, bro. Yeah. Forget that. Yeah. And then the trick, I mean, there's things to do, man. The first part is you need to run everything through a business. That's ultimately the goal. So yeah, there you go, man. Exactly. All right. So, hold on. Did you struggle with psychology? And if so, how did you improve it? Did I struggle with psychology and trading? I don't think I did. Can you hear that yapping dog, man? Hold on. I'm going to buy one of those like shock collars for her, man. It's my middle daughter's yapping dog. Anyway, I don't think I really struggled with psychology. I can tell you that I kind of had a leg up on it, right? I had a head start going into mindset and psychology. I can tell you that one of the best things that I did to acclimate myself to the trading world, as far as my mindset went, was diving into, without a doubt, Mark Douglas. I think the perspective that he throws out there, and if you haven't watched How to Think Like a Professional Trader on YouTube, the 4-part series, that's where I'd start. and then pick up a disciplined trader and trading in the zone. One of the things I do with my group is in trading in the zone, in the book itself, there is a attitude survey. And I like to do that every 3 months or so. I like to do that with all the guys in my group, and we go through it one item at a time and keep it. That's something that, I tell everybody, keep it, review it. The next time you do that attitude survey, and we do it as a group, and you fill it out, go back and review your previous one, because, ideally what you want to do is you want to continue to see the progression. So, yeah. Let's see. What was that YouTube series? How to think like a professional trader. So if you just type in Mark Douglas, Mark Douglas on YouTube, and it's, so yeah, right here, how to think like a professional trader. All right. And it's a 4-part series. You can't go wrong. Actually, I still listen to a lot of these, like when I go for, like walks around the block or stuff like that, take the dogs, whatever. I'll pop this in, and it's always good just to reacclimate yourself to some of the stuff, even though like, I think I've done a really good job of mitigating a lot of the BS. Right. And that's, I guess, the hardest part. The journaling, I think, is second to none. I think once you start implementing a journaling program and you have your trading plan, it becomes very, very simplistic and very simple when it comes to trading psychology. Because, like, always go back and review and ask yourself, all right, so what am I having issues with? Am I having issues pulling the trigger on trades? Well, go back and look at your journal, and are you documenting the trades you're not taking, and why? Ask yourself, why am I not taking this trade, and actually journal it. You don't actually have to put it into your journal, but I have a desktop. I have a little folder that says missed trades, and for a while I don't do it as much anymore because I don't have that issue as much as I used to. But this is something I've told people to do before. Throw your trades in there, throw your screenshots, and write in your screenshot why you didn't take that trade, and eventually you're going to get so sick and tired of writing out the same damn thing on your chart that you're going to take the trade. Vice versa, you're taking a lot of losses. Well, are you going back to figure out why you're taking those losses? What are you not seeing correctly? That really does give a lot of confidence, and not only that, but experience, right? You can't undervalue the amount of experience you get from back testing, from journaling and all that. And then you just, from there you continue the progress. So, all right, hold on. Good. Yeah, absolutely, man. Good. I'm glad your journal helped, because that's exactly the point. You typically get the directional bias right. You get stopped out or missed a few times. Any advice? Yeah. So are you looking back and seeing exactly what price has done? There's sometimes that I don't get the tight entry. There's sometimes I have to do what was that US dollar Swiss franc, the one from last week? I think it was like an eight pip stop loss I had to do on US dollar Swiss franc, but it was it is what it is. It came into the 50% of that leg, and that's what I had to trade out of. If you're getting stopped out, why are you getting stopped out? Are you trying to, what is your, for me, it's the line in the sand. What is your max risk? Is price hitting your stop loss because your stop loss is too tight, or is it hitting your stop loss because it's invalidating your trade idea? For me, there's a difference. What would invalidate this trade setup? And, what's the maximum risk? If price isn't hitting that maximum risk, then you need to widen your stop a little. So, yeah. So if you're not on the charts, here's the other thing, do I trade London session? No. Listen, I'm 40 years old. My days of waking up at 3:00 in the morning have long since passed. So if I miss trades because it happened during London or London crossover, all right, it is what it is, play the continuation move. There's a reason why, like I like to trade US indices. There's a reason why I make sure I'm at my desk in front of the charts on Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays between 9:30 and 11:30 a.m. because out of the plethora of charts that I've marked up and back tested and looked at, I know, there's a reason that when I throw up my little thing, the blue box, where is she? The blue box, right? The blue box is my entry times for US indices. I've had to adjust to that. I've had to make that adjustment and essentially allow myself to be ready in on those charts during that time. So, when you're going back in the missed trades if you're going back and you're looking at your missed trades and it's because you weren't on the charts, you weren't on the charts, nothing you can do about it. But, obviously if you're noticing that maybe you need to augment your trading times, your office hours, if you will, then you got to do it. If that's what you're looking for. The ones where I used to hate it that, I'd be profitable in a trade and during London price, I hit my TP, but I couldn't partial out. I'd wake up and price comes back to break even, man. That sucked. Luckily now with the new the position size calculator we've been using for a long time now, I can set my partials and wake up and be like, oh, okay. I got my trade closed out. So yeah. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, listen, I used to work a ton myself, and it was just something that, listen, if you knew the schedule I would have to work but when I was learning to trade, I mean, I went to day shift. So I had to work from 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. in the afternoon. I would work an off-duty detail from 5 p.m. till 10 p.m. And then I would get home by the time I got home. Well, it depends. I'd either work till 10 p.m. or midnight. And then I'd get home. I would go to sleep. I'd wake up at 2:45 a.m. every morning to trade London from 3 to 6, then get changed and go to work. Yeah, it sucked, man. It sucked. So I would just start by documenting it though, figure out, okay, what can I do if I'm not going to be on the charts? Maybe you can't take a 6-7 pip stop loss. Maybe you got to take a 10 pip stop loss. Maybe you got to do a 12 pip stop loss. Maybe instead of taking it off the 80, you just play them off the 50s every time, at least you're in the trade and participating in it. So, USD CAD. Well, man, I really got nothing on USD CAD. I mean, we can go through it, but I really don't have much. One of those, wait, let's see, all on my list. Thanks for the answer. Yeah, you got it, man. You got it. Yeah, you got it. Awesome. Is there any kind of automated partial taker that you know about? Yeah, I mean, you can go, like, if you use MT5, you can go on MT5's like app store, and there's I mean, you can even write one yourself. You can write an AI on it. I personally don't have any that I use. I just use the position size calculator, and that I use, that I did that video on, that like you have to know already when you first get into trade how you want to set it up. So for like me, I have 4 orders that split 25% volume between my full order, so I can just set those right off the bat. Yeah, and if you wanted to, you can even set like one of them as a trailing stop. So 5 minute on BTC. All right. Yeah, we'll look at BTC at the end, man. I'm personally not margin trading it. I'm just investing I'm actually not even investing in Bitcoin anymore. It's more altcoins, but yeah, I'm still watching BTC because the way BTC goes, the rest of the world follows. So, can you show your fibs? For me, it's just a 50 and 80. That's all. Just put a 50 and an 80, right? That's all you got to do. It ain't crazy. So, what do you think about Superbid? Oh man, listen, hopefully, so if anybody is holding, I'm still holding a ton of Superbid because I'm still staking the crap out of it, but it's going to XPAD. And if you're not in their Discord, I would definitely jump in their Discord, but sometime in the next like 30 to 45 days, they're going to be launching this new, I don't know. There's an AMA. If you go to just type in Superbid AMA on YouTube, they talked about it. The creators of Superbid. Yeah, it is what it is. Where, let's see. I think it was this one here. Wait. I think it was this one here. Hold on. Oh,
super excited.
It is this one here. Here, I'll throw this in the chat. If you've got super bid, you're holding from 10. Oh my goodness, bro. Why'd you buy at 10? I thought I was doing bad holding at $2. Yeah, I mean, I got in at like my earliest buy on super bid was at like 70 something cents. And then I bought a ton at $2. So I'm obviously in drawdown on it. Yeah. Oh, you know, oh, my bad. I think I dropped this. There we go. There we go. Bam. It was because it was stupid, man. It was stupid. Why can I not send this to everybody? Hold on. There we go. There's the AMA. So yeah, it is what it is. I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, luckily I didn't go heavy on it. You know, it was like a spec coin for me, so I didn't do too much. But yeah, they're rebranding to XPAD, so we'll see how it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Super bid, whatever. Yeah, there's a couple other coins that I've started to mine a couple of them. I was actually, look at this one here. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. But where is she? This one here. It's actually, I'm going to start mining one of my rigs on it, just because there's some really good. It's not even, I mean, it's pretty new on it. Let's see. There we go. Nope. There we go. This is the one. So it's got some really good inside. I like the white paper on it. So it's trading at 62 cents right now, but yeah, this is something I'm paying attention to. Like I said, I'm going to mine it for like a month, see if I can get a couple thousand coins on it and see what happens. So, you know, you can look at it. There's, they've got it set up like a little 5-minute intro video on it. They've got everything on it. So we'll see what happens. I just now realized no one is talking about Dogecoin no more. Yeah, because they're probably all in drawdown, man. I mean, Dogecoin was from the get-go. There was no reason. It was a pump and dump. You know, I mean, think about everybody that got into Dogecoin. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even own it on here. So I never got in. But go to, let's see, let's go to Binance, because I think Binance has the longest data. But I mean, look at this. Look, just think about like the people that bought. Look at this thing, man. I mean, if you don't think for 1 second that this thing is coming past here, you know, you're sadly mistaken. So you put like $200 in 4 years ago. I gotcha. Yeah. And pulled it out because I thought it was, yeah. I mean, it's not going anywhere. You know, I see people that like are buying Dogecoin miners. Like you know, the only way to do this is through an ASIC, right? Because it uses the same algorithm as Litecoin. People are spending like anywhere between $800 and like $1,500 on Dogecoin miners, but like you're making like $2 a day on this thing, you know, and as price just continues to drop and drop and drop, it's like SHIB, right? I mean, I said long ago, right, when we got into SHIB, I said, I'm done with it. You know, I'm completely done. Listen, I didn't take a full 1,250%. You know, I got out somewhere up in here. Am I holding a little? Yeah, I'm holding like $500 worth, you know, $500 back here. So it's still like triple the money, but you know, I took significant profits out and I'm done with it. This is a meme coin. It's not useful. They don't do anything with it. You know, it's not used in any kind of blockchain. Yeah, they came out with some stupid like SHIB swap thing that has no liquidity in it. So yeah, it's a pump and dump. That's all it was. Listen, we saw the orders coming in. We identified where we were going to buy. It pumped. I dumped. That was easy, you know? Yeah. Put it to XRP. XRP, man, listen, I own a ton of XRP. My average price on XRP is 23 cents. That's what I'll say. Cardano, yeah, there's a couple in here that I like. So just real quick, just to finish out, I'll be honest, like GA and GN, nowhere close to where I want to buy them from. Indices and oil though, right? So like, you know, we were looking at this, you know, oil's been pretty nice playing out. We are seeing a potential distribution in the making, right? So we'll see. We'll see if price can. Obviously, this is the leg on oil, so it's just an order flow leg. Obviously, if we get price to come back down into somewhere in here, this is going to bode well for oil to make new highs. And like I said, I mean, we traded back up above $88 today, and nothing about oil is telling me that it's showing any weakness. So that's why I'm looking for that CAD buy to continue going higher. US 30 and SPX. So I am still holding SPX buys. I got broken even on the sell, and actually, damn, the buy's actually doing pretty nice right now. Hold on. This is why you hedge. So it's almost at a 1 to 50. The obviously I want to look for the sells when we get back down into, when we get back up into the distribution from the that caused the break of structure. What I'm going to be looking for, though, is I wanted to see, and it sucks, right? Because all of these did the exact same thing. This came right in. This is where I wanted to see us trade into this morning. We came right to 50%. There's no way I'm ever going to take a limit order out of this. And when you look at even on the micro, listen, I will trade these suckers on a micro schematic all day long, right? Look at the 1 second. Did it give a schematic? Yes. Did it give an entry? The hell it did, right? There was no freaking entry. There's your type 1 schematic sitting right here, so I was pretty hot about it. That they never came back to mitigate. Same thing, NASDAQ, same area, right? NASDAQ came into the damn 80%, which I kicked myself for not having a small order on it. But NASDAQ came in just where I wanted that sucker to come into. And just to see what the R to R was going to be, like it wasn't even close. I should have had this limit, because right now I'd be sitting at a 1 to, was that 18? Yeah, 1 to 18 on it. Came perfectly into our 80%. US 30 figures the one that I was actually watching doesn't even break the Asian lows. So it is what it is. Like I'm continuing to look for the buys. We'll see what happens. This morning, like I was telling everybody this morning, I really wanted us to take the Asian lows. We did that on the other two, which I should have been watching it. And, I just got tied up playing like CAD, playing the other ones that I couldn't see it. But the entry I took on the hedge last Friday, right, was pretty damn clean. Same thing. I was looking for us to come in here. We didn't do that, but here's the hedge that I did play, sitting right here. And it just took a little patience, right? This goes back to, you get stopped out, get back in it, right? So we're in the area that I was waiting, and you can see, okay, so here's your micro, right? There's your micro that I played. Hold on. All right. Thank you. All right. So there's your type 1, right? So this was my play, right? I measured the spring. We break right here, comes right back to 50%. And how I played this sucker was, we get this, reduce my risk. We come back and accumulate, reduce my risk. And then I took an entry out of here, right? So this was my first entry. This ends up getting stopped out at reduced risk. So I took a small loss here when this happened, right? And then you'll see this entry here gets stopped out at break even right here. So what do? Well, listen, you've got 1 drive, 2 drive, 3 drive, your spring. When you break the spring, what do? Take it out of the 50%, right? This move right here, here's 50%. That was my first entry. I had an entry here as well. That got deleted once we did this, and bye-bye she went, right? So this was the entry right here out of this 1 second accumulation schematic. All right. So, if there's anything to take out of it is, yeah, you get stopped out in your first one, as long as you don't invalidate your structure point, as long as you don't invalidate what you were looking for. And I mean, keep in mind, what would have invalidated this for me? This is the slingshot right here. So we traded below that. That would have been done for me. All right. All right, let me catch up with this. Hold on. Sorry. What are gas prices like in Florida? So man, I'll be honest, like my daughter's been driving a lot. So I can tell you that, I don't know the price per gallon. I want to say the last time I checked, it was actually here. Hold on. I'll tell you right now. I use my Gas Buddy account. So I know that I'm paying, normally I was paying $50, or at least my daughter was paying $50 to fill up the car. And now, okay, so $3.59 a gallon. That's what it is. So the gas stations in my area are $3.59 a gallon. Do you calculate your lot size? Because I got two brokers with different contract sizes. How do I calculate? I just use my position size calculator in MT5. It automatically calculates it by the contract. So yeah. When it comes to your journal, is there anything that you're working on right now that you can improve on? Is there anything that I am working on right now that I can improve on? So like I talked about this with everybody the other day when I went through my journal. So, last year, the big thing for me was going into 2021, right, was stop counter trend trading, because I saw that it really wasn't benefiting me in a P&L, right? My profit and loss really didn't matter by me taking the counter trend trade. This year, one of the things that I did notice was that my order flow entries were horrific. I had low winning percentage out of it, and it really didn't give me a tremendous amount of profit, right? They were short-lived. So one of the things that I started to really kind of focus on is laying back off of order flow. And for the most part, I have, the only time I'm playing order flow is the continuation move, right? So we've just come out of a structure point. We're bearish. We've come into the intraday, into the lower time frame extreme. We've distributed. Now we're redistributing. Yeah, for me, that's a valid order flow play. Just being bearish on order flow in the middle of nowhere, to me, those entries are not going to happen anymore. So that's just something that I'm kind of implementing myself. The other thing I'm looking at is really targeting my session times, like CERN and a lot of you guys have really paid attention to, the time frames of when in the price action. Okay, this is like New York's low. This is that Frankfurt open that mitigated out of, New York manipulation from the previous day, stuff like that. That's really what I'm kind of like implementing into my trading. You always want to progress. You always want to evolve your plan, your strategy, and how to, pretty much better yourself to keep you off the charts, without having to sacrifice P&L. So that's something that I've really been doing. Let's see. Bro, but you're up there. Canaveral's always going to have cheaper, bro. Yeah, $3.59 here, man. Will that lower? No, bro, that's not going to lower gas prices. Yeah, dude, it's ridiculous. I'd love to see. Where's DR? What's the gas prices in California, man? Is it at 6 yet? How do you highlight the sessions the way you do? Again, just go in the times. So, like, if you're using whatever one you use, if you're using that session on the charts, right? If you're using sessions on the charts, go to settings and you just change them here. So, depending on what you want to do. So, like, you don't have to make it London session. Like, all you got to do is just change this. If you want to make this the Frankfurt Open, just make it 2 to like 3. That's kind of how I do it. And then you can just come here in the style and you can change the colors. So, 480-ish, bro. Jeez, man. 480-ish. Yeah. It'll hit 6 it'll hit 6 by the end of this year, bro. Don't you worry. It'll hit 6. But it's all right because you have more money to spend on gas, which is a good thing. So that's all that matters. Yeah. All right, hold on. Damn, let me catch up. Hold on. Let me see. Let's see. All right. How many trades do I take in a week? It depends, but so I average like 10 to 15 a month. So it depends. Yeah. 10 to 15 a month. What did I take? I took in 2021, I took a total of 155 trades. That's all I took. When do I go break even? When I go to break even, when price no longer has a reason to come back down to my entry. So, like in this case here, right? Let's go back to this thing. So in this case here, I went to reduce risk on this entry here. I went to reduce risk when I saw the reaction, right? And then when did I go break even? When I saw another market cycle. So let's go 5 seconds. So when I saw the reaccumulation, right? So when I saw this reaccumulation now make the new high, oh yeah, I'll break that even. So I'll break it even because can price come back down? Now, obviously I'm at break even essentially there anyway, because that really triggered my entry. But can price come back down into, a deeper area? And the one thing I don't want to do is get stopped out at break even only for price to go in my direction, the direction that I'm planning on taking it anyway. So yeah. Let's see. Can't you do something like others in YouTube channel that when they end the live stream, can I do that? I guess I can, but I'm not much of a YouTuber, man. I mean, yeah. I did that from a while ago, and I'm actually from India, and the live is at late night. So when I wake up, the live stream ends. Yeah, because everyone and their mom was complaining that when the live stream is uploaded like it is, it's not in 1080p. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. The one thing I don't want to deal with is I don't want to deal with 15 comments waking me up during the day telling me that the stream isn't in 1080p or something like that. So instead I just delete the stream and I upload it from Zoom, because the Zoom one is always uploaded properly. So, oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. Juan told you there, bro. Yeah. Do I take any quick intraday trades? What do you mean by quick intraday trades? Like, do I scalp them? No, I don't scalp them, man. Yeah. For me, I never got into the scalping stuff. So yeah. Let me know if there's any other suggestions though that I can help you better with, man. All right. Let's move on. I think that's pretty much everything I was looking at from this side, man. Obviously, yeah, like I'm looking for buys going into tomorrow. We'll see if it changes, right? But I'm looking for buys on indices continuing until we get back up into this area that I'll be looking for some sells. But realistically, what do we do here? We did properly. Where is it at? We did properly mitigate out. So next thing I want to see is are we going to come back and mitigate this morning's price action right here? So that's what I'm looking at. What time do indices markets open and close? 9:30 Eastern to 4 p.m. 9:30 to 4 p.m. Yeah. 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 Okay. They don't what? Who does it? No, I know. He's talking about the actual stock market, right? Everything before 9:30 a.m. and everything after 4 p.m. is just OTC. So it's not the actual market. So yeah, no worries. Your volume, that's why for me just look at it, right? The reason that I trade the 9:30 to 11:30 is, where's your volume come in? Right here. Bam. Where's your volume come in? Right here. Bam. So I mean, yeah, it's key. Actually, US 30 gave a really good entry the day before. Right here, right out of that 9:30 gate. There she is. Where's she? Oh yeah, right here. This was the entry the day before. There she is, right there. So you could see 9:30, do the old reaccumulation. We break the high, come right back to 50%, bye-bye she goes. So pretty much this is all I do with indices. I guess so. Going back to the question, do I take quick intraday trades? Yes. if it's US 30, SPX, or NASDAQ, yes, I will quickly. It always gives you at least one or two really good trades every week. So yeah. And it's, for me, I don't waste my time looking at those. Anytime, I guess I start looking at them around 9 a.m. So like right around this time right here is where I go over and I'm like, all right, so where's order flow maintained from? Where's structure? What are we looking at? Where's supply and demand? Let's follow our market cycle. So, and then from there, I just wait for the 9:30 bang. And, I have a, actually, you guys haven't heard it in a while. I turned it off, but I have a bell that rings at 9:30. and then go from there. It typically, once it's inside this blue, I'll be looking for those trades. Outside of the blue, not some more. All right. So, and then someone wanted to look at BTC, right? So let's look at BTC, and then I'm going to go jump in the shower because I had a very long day today. Let's see. On the, what time, what'd you say? The 15-minute? Hold on. Who said it? Who was looking at BTC? I don't even remember where it was at. All right. Let's see. What am I looking at BTC? Are we going to 32K? No, I mean, like we came to 32,942, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, do I think we got one more drop? I mean, we still potentially, I mean, the make it or break it is going to be this right here. So we trade above this. We've taken out our first area of supply. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, they're all, every coin is doing the same price action. So it's setting up for something, but this could easily be a redistribution. So I wouldn't be doing anything until we trade above this high right here. So, because you've got your accumulation, got your reaccumulation, got your reaccumulation. So can we come up here and distribute and then go lower? Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So can we make a distro on the redistro? Yeah. Right. Is that what you're saying? Distro right here? Yeah, we can. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So that's what I'm waiting on. That's what I'm waiting on. Same thing, like you look at all of them. Ethereum's doing the same thing. So like I've dollar cost averaged on everything myself already. I'm happy with those profits. Like I said, I'm investing in it. So, if I take the drawdown, I'll take the drawdown. I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, I need us to trade above here for me to start looking for kind of like that to take more entries in to go higher. All right. Ethereum. Yeah. I was really hoping Ethereum got down to 2000, but have we come low enough? I mean, we have, are we not in the, in the area of demand? Yeah, we are. Did we come, did I want to, 25? Sure, I did, but we didn't get it. So, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Polkadot, I got in here, obviously this is where I was buying. I got in, I had some orders down lower, but I did get filled in at 16. I had some at 14, had some at 12. I mean, what else have I been buying? Aave, I bought Aave. So, ended up buying Aave. You can see I'm a little bit of drawdown on Aave, but I ended up buying Aave around like 165 to like 160. ADA. So I bought ADA as well right in here. And, when we broke this high, so when we did this, I bought some ADA right in here. But I'm not, listen, I 90% of my ADA is from 2 cents. So the couple thousand I bought here isn't really going to be detrimental. Let's see. What's the other one? A couple of them that I did get into. Solana. Solana's the one. Yeah. So I did get into Solana. I wanted to see if we were going to come just a little bit lower, but I did get into Solana at $90. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see if this, again, where most of us are in from $28 way down here, right? Actually at 28.68 is where most of us got in back in June. So do I think we're going to come back there? No. If we do come back lower and we break this 80, I'm just going to buy some more, ain't nothing I'm doing with that. Am I looking for SPX sells at the 4 hour or higher? Are you talking about all the way at the top? Yeah, man, we're a long way from there though. Yeah, we're a long ways from there. Matic was the other one. Matic was the other one that I was looking to get, but I don't know if we're there yet. Yeah, we didn't come lower enough on Matic. Lusco coin. So I did take Lusco, right? I bought some Lusco coin. I got in 12, pretty much everything in here is where I bought in. So this is doing pretty decent. The 4,600 level on the 4,600 level. 4,600 level. No. Why am I going to buy? Why am I selling out of the 4,600 level? Yeah, no. For me, I'm not selling out of there. The next area I'm looking for sells is going to be right here. Yeah. I'll look for here. There's nothing. Can it sell from there? Yeah, and maybe that's the reason that we come back and do something like that. But yeah, I'm not looking for big sells out of here. I'm gonna wait until we get back up here. Yeah. Do I trade indices live? Yeah, we trade it in the morning, bro. Yeah. 5 minute looking for the distro on what? On BTC? 5 minute looking for the distro. Yeah, I'll be honest, like I'm not margin trading any of this. So, that should be pretty decent for my EU trade. I'm guessing, let's see. I'm guessing my EU trade is in some pretty good profits if dollar index is, yes. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. We shall see what happens tomorrow. I'm not dealing with them today. Yeah, man. Have a good one. Awesome, dude. Have a good one. Yeah. We'll take a look at BTC one last time, and then I'm going to call it a night. Yeah, I honestly, do you have a distro? Okay. Yeah, you have a distro. You haven't broken structure yet though. The question is, what are they distributing out of? So I guess the question is, what's taking you to go down to a 5 minute? So when you're sitting on your intraday time frame, what's telling you, man, I want to sell out of something? So like, where is supply sitting? For me, supply is sitting right here. So if this wasn't BTC, if this was anything else, right? Like, where would I be looking? I wouldn't be looking out of this because this did nothing, right? What did something? This did something. This caused the break. So this is the distro that I would want price to show some, supply coming into the market. So I wouldn't go lower time frame until, we probably get up into this area here. So yeah, just look at the distro, yeah, there's no reason for me to go lower time frame. But you're right. It's looking like a distro. It's just it's not anywhere in an area where I would want to play a distro. So, but yeah, other than that, that's going to be it for me. We've been on here like 2 hours. So